And we were talking about C-sections and modern delivery methods of bringing babies to fruition, to term. And what's amazing is the doctor said her bones were too small to have a natural childbirth. So she would probably have to have a C-section because her bones were too small, this person. And what's amazing is that we were talking, in biblical days, do you realize a lot of women, I don't know what the percentage was, 20%, 30% of women died giving birth to children? Because their bones were not able to bring the child to natural childbirth. But in those days, they didn't have a sonogram. They couldn't say, well, the baby's going to be 10 pounds, let's open up the stomach. No, or 9 pounds, whatever. They were hoping that the baby wouldn't be too big, but whatever happened at childbirth happened, because they didn't know how big it was going to be and how big the mother's bones were to support that natural birth. So maybe 30, 40%, I'm just guessing, of women died and not only they died, the children died. But now we have favor, Yahweh's favor, where women are giving birth to babies and the mortality rate is 1/10%. It's very, very low. Amen? Amen. But to give birth physically and spiritually means you have Yahweh's favor. To not be fruitful in the spirit realm or the physical realm is a lack of favor. In other words, if you've been saved for 20 years and you've never won somebody to Yeshua, there's a lack of favor in your life. Let's get honest, be up, be forthright, be open, and say, Yahweh, I need your favor. I have unmerited favor for salvation, but I need your favor. I don't win people to Yeshua. I don't disciple people. I like to smile a lot, and I don't have any children. I'm not walking in this fruitfulness, this favor of fruitfulness. So you need favor. In that area of your life, you need favor. Bereshit 39:4. And I'll tell you the good news about favor is something easily acquired. It's not overseas that you got to send someone to get it. It's not up in the heaven that you should say, Mashiach, come down again so I can get it. It's not under the earth because Mashiach is not in a box under the earth. It is nigh unto you, is in your heart and in your mind and in your hands. It's the word of Emunah that we preach. Devarim chapter 30, Romia chapter 10, verses 5 through 13. Just in case you think I forgot about Scripture by having my head in the Shnuk of Barnabas. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Bereshit 39:4. And Joseph found favor in Pharaoh's sight. Chayim. 39:4. Chayim. Because he served Pharaoh, and Pharaoh made him overseer over his bayit, his house, and all that he had put into Joseph's hands. Notice. Favor negates or numbs those around you, and favor chooses you and lifts you up even when they don't know you or have only met you for the first time or hate you in your heart. Joseph was hated by who? By his brothers, his Israelite brothers, and by who else? All the other Mitzrites that he was being promoted over in Pharaoh's court. He was hated, misunderstood, unappreciated. But when Yahweh's favor comes into your life, when he holds you in high regard, in all situations, it follows you wherever you go, whatever you do. The beautiful part about Yahweh's favor is you can never lose Yahweh's favor as long as you abide in Yeshua. Once it's on you, you can never lose it. But if you don't have it, it'll show up in a lot of areas of your life. It'll show up. It'll be obvious in a lot of areas in your life you lack favor. You'll see your shortcomings, and Yahweh will give you the mercy. And you won't be able to see Yeshua in every situation. You'll think it's the devil, or it's a bad angel, or it's a bad this, or there's a lot of things. So the beautiful part about, one of the beautiful things about favor, is anyone enjoying? Amen. One of the beautiful things about favor is it numbs or negates others around you and makes them irrelevant with how they feel about you, because when Yahweh's favor is upon you, you will be lifted up and made a ruler over the bayit that Yahweh has ordained for you. Let me give Zechariah as an example. The devil has tried everything in this that he can come up with in Dade County. Every instrument that he has in Dade County to destroy this man. From accusations of being harsh, to accusations of being unloving, to accusations of being immoral, to accusations of being abusive. The devil has thrown every demon he has assigned to Dade County against this person. So much so that there was a time when they wanted to leave. But see, Yahweh's favor is upon him. I came to him and said, Yahweh has told me to do this. I came to him and Yahweh said, Yahweh has shown me to perform this. I came to him and said, Yahweh has shown me to let you do this, to lead you this way. This man never came to me once for one thing. He sat in the Moed Hall, ate his food, and kept quiet.
Yes, he did.
Amen.
Yes, he did.
That's favor.
Amen.
Favor will make you master over the portion or the house, the bayit, that Yahweh has ordained for you, even though they don't like him, even though they don't approve of you at work, even though at work they wish you were gone, even though you rub them the wrong way, even though they don't like your accent, even though they make fun of your English, even though they make fun and they ridicule you. If Yahweh has ordained you and appointed you to be over the house that he has ordained for you, the gates of hell cannot prevail against his will. Somebody give him praise in the house of Yahweh today. I love that about Yahweh's favor. It shoots a heavenly Novocaine into all those around you. It makes them irrelevant because Yahweh's on the move in your life.
Amen.
It novocates them, man. It makes them irrelevant because Yahweh has chosen you to receive his favor. And even if they've never met you, even if they don't know you, even if they don't understand you. When I see a man or a woman, a believer walking in Yahweh's favor, it literally stupefies and numbs everyone around them. Because Yahweh has chosen the foolish things of this world to confound the wise and the mighty.
Amen.
He has chosen the weak things of this world to confound those things that are strong. He has chosen those things that are not to confuse and to destroy those things that are. Therefore, the foolishness of the tree is foolishness to the Yehudim, but to us who are being saved, and to the Greeks who seek wisdom. But to us who are being saved, it is the power and the salvation of Yahweh.
Amen.
Hello?
Amen.
Hello.
Yahweh has chosen the weak things of this world to confound the wise. That's why if someone's short on intelligence, someone's short on brain power, someone's short on knowledge, someone's short on biblical literacy, that is not a factor if somebody can or cannot serve Yahweh. The factor is, as a leader, and you as a leader have to look for it. Is Yahweh's favor upon this woman's life? Is Yahweh's favor upon this man's life? Regardless of the look. Because man looketh on the outside, but Yahweh looketh at the heart.
Yes, he does.
Yahweh said, I've rejected the tall one, I've rejected the blonde, I've rejected the blue eyes, I've rejected this one, I've rejected the one with the Fabio, Schmabio, I've rejected Schwarzenberg. They're princes of this world. And if the princes of this world knew what they were doing, they would not have crucified the Master of Glory.
Amen.
So don't worry about being a prince in this world.
Amen.
Notice, favor, chen. Turn to your neighbor and say, chen. You gotta ask yourself, be honest, do I have that favor? Favor, do I have it? Yes, you may, but then again, in some areas you may not. The good thing about favor is it never leaves you or forsakes you.
Amen.
If you abide in Yeshua, Yahweh's favor is eternal. It takes you right into eternity.
Amen.
You can't lose it. It's not like a quarter or a dollar in your wallet. You can't lose it. Amen?
Amen.
Baruch Hashem Yahweh.
Baruch Hashem Yahweh.
Favor gives you the willingness, notice, to grow where, take notes of it, remember. Favor gives you the willingness to grow where you're planted.
Amen.
Despite hardships.
Yes, yes.
Lack of favor causes you to give up all the time and always look for greener pastures. You know the problem with always looking for greener pastures? You know the problem with that? When you get to the greener pasture, you find out there's manure there also.
Well, we preach tonight.
Amen.
Preaching tonight.
Amen.
Yes.
Wow.
Master, if I can only get a new house, if I can only get a new apartment, if I can only get a new job, and you get to the job, and the new boss has the same characteristics of the old boss. The new house has the same bathroom plug and shower not working, and the same noisy neighbors, twofold or 100-fold noisier than the neighbors you left in that other place, and you found out that the green pastures are greener, but there's a layer of manure underneath as well. So favor, listen, causes you, it gives you the ability, turn to your neighbor and say ability. Chen gives you the ability to blossom where you are planted. In the job you're planted, in the career you're planted, in the vocation you're planted, in the synagogue you're planted, in the calling you're planted, in the marriage you're planted, in whatever you're planted in, you have the ability to grow and blossom. Lack of favor, notice, lack of favor causes you to give up all the time. To look for a new opportunity, a new situation, a new village, a new apartment, a new dwelling, a new area to move and lay down roots. If you're always moving, if you're always looking for a new job, if you're always looking for something new in your life to keep you interested and to hold your interest, you lack favor.
Amen.
You lack favor.
Amen.
But that's okay. Because Yahweh can give you favor.
Yeah.
There's a way to acquire His chen. All you've got to do is realize you lack favor.
Amen.
And then you could acquire His favor. Isn't that neat?
Yes.
Turn to your neighbor and say it's neat.
That's me.
To that about Yahweh.
That's straight.
Lack of favor causes you to give up all the time. People ask me all the time, Rabbi Moshe, have you ever felt like quitting? Pardon me?
Every day.
Pardon me? Every 2 minutes, darling. How about your marriage? Once every 10 days, a little bit less. You know why? Because we're human beings.
Yes.
We're flesh and blood. It ain't easy being you.
Yes.
If it was easy being you, everybody would be you. Not all of us are blessed to have avoided jail time. Some of us had to go into prison to learn the right way. Some of us had parents who mistreated us and told us we'd never amount to anything. But remember, favor numbs the opinions of others. Favor numbs the view of others. Favor not only numbs them, it moves them out of the way. When Yahweh has given you a house to build, the gates of hell cannot prevail against it. But be like Noah. Be like Noah. Noah was a doer. While he was building, he was a principal and teaching a yeshiva to Shem and to Abraham.
Okay.
Amen. Amen.
Proclaim, that's good to proclaim, but also build while you're proclaiming. Guess what? I counsel rabbis and leaders all the time. Yahweh has given me a heart for leaders. So that's why He's used me in that capacity. I tell them all the time, I get it all the time, oh Rabbi, I'm in a very tough place. I'm ministering in Chicago. In Chicago, people are not interested in the Nazarene Israelite movement in Chicago. This is a tough place. And I got a rabbi from Oklahoma. This is a tough place. I said, no. Oklahoma is the best place to be a leader. Chicago is the best place to be a leader. Why? Because that's where Yahweh has planted you. And that's where Yahweh wants you to grow.
Amen.
And if you're willing to plug into His favor, you will not only grow where you're planted, you will blossom. Even in a high crime district like Dade County. You'll blossom. Look at our ministry. Who are we? We're a bunch of ex-New Yorkers who are recovering from New York City pollution fumes. And from Puerto Rico and Cuba. We're exiles. And then if you go further than back, we're exiles from Israel. And we're prospering. We're teaching the nations. From this little assembly, Torah is going forth to the nations. Why? Because Yeshua has not returned. When Yeshua returns, Torah will go forth from Yerushalayim. The only thing going forth from Yerushalayim now is death and taxes. And a few Palestinians with candy. That's favor. Favor. Chen. Favor always, listen, favor always turns your zigs into zags. Don't miss this. I've seen it firsthand. Turn to your neighbor and say firsthand.
First hand.
Turn to your neighbor and say, I've seen it.
I've seen.
Here's what favor is. Ready?
Yes.
You were supposed to marry Joseph. And you went and you did a silly thing. And you married Mordheimer. You messed up. I'll never forget what happened when me and Rifka got married. We sat there crying our eyes out. I said, what are you crying about, sweetheart? I made a mistake. I said, you did? I said, what mistake? You! And then I said, I think I made the same mistake. And so we both cried. And then we went to a pastor. And he said, no, man, you got it all wrong. You got it all wrong. You're in Yahweh's favor. That means even though you were supposed to marry Mordheimer and you were supposed to marry Raquel Walsh, not anymore. Now that you made a covenant, you're in Yahweh's perfect place and you are in His perfect will. Yeah, but what happens if we missed His will? He said, the pastor said, you may have missed His will, but now that you are in a covenant, you are now welcome to His perfect will. In other words, now that you're in His perfect will, walk in His perfect
Amen.
will. What was can't come back.
Amen.
Yesterday is in the tomb. Tomorrow is in the womb. Walk in today while it is called day. Walk in the light while you have the light as children of the light. Darabah Yahweh. Yesterday is in the tomb. Tomorrow is in the womb. Walk today. So favor means, yes, I should have married Raquel Walsh or Mordheimer. So I zigged when I was supposed to zag. Listen to this, the glorious glory of our El Elyon, our Eloha, the Most High Elohim, maker of heaven and earth. He will always cover your tracks, and it'll be as if you did not make a mistake.
Amen. Amen.
He causes all things to work for good to those who love Yahweh and those who are called according to His purpose. Not all things are good, but He causes all things to work for good because you are, Romans 8:28, called according to His purpose because you love Yahweh. So favor. I have made so many mistakes as a minister, but Yahweh has never removed His favor. He has not removed the congregation. He has not removed my prosperity. He has not removed my home. He has not removed my children. He has not removed my wife. He has not removed my health. Yea, rather, He restores my soul and my health. So favor means, listen, favor means when I zig, but I should have zagged, don't worry about it, move forward. No man putting his hand to the plow, looking back, is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh.
Amen.
Remember Lot's wife.
Amen.
Yes, you made mistakes, but that's not the question today. You shouldn't have moved there, you shouldn't have taken that job. Yes, that's true. But that's not the question today. The question today is, are you walking in Yahweh's favor, His hand? Are you being held in high regard by Yahweh in all your situations, apart from any merit of your own? If you're always struggling, then you lack favor.
Amen.
Lack of favor, listen, causes the fruit of mistakes to remain.
Okay.
How can I tell if I need favor? You make a mistake, and the consequences never seem to go away. They seem to haunt you and follow you all the days of your life. You need favor. You make a mistake and it's as if poof, it's like it's never happened. You have favor. Yahweh's covering your zig. He's turning your zig into a zag.
Amen. Yahweh is with me.
Take a poll, take your test. Examine yourself to see, number one, where you are in the Emunah, if you are in the Emunah, and where. Because if we judge ourselves, we will not be judged by Yahweh. It's a beautiful thing to judge yourself. Because another human being can't judge you, and if you judge yourself, you won't be judged by Yahweh. Baruch Hashem, Yahweh. So favor will turn your zigs into zags. Lack of favor will cause the fruit of your mistakes to unfortunately remain. And it seems like those mistakes you're still paying for, and Yahweh says you're forgiven. You know you're forgiven. You know you're pardoned, but it seems like you're still paying for the mistakes. That's because you lack favor. But Bereshit 47:25. Is anyone enjoying?
Amen.
I said, is anyone enjoying?
Yes.
You know, you don't have to wait till Rosh Chodesh number 7, which is Yom Teruah, to enjoy the word of Yahweh. You can start enjoying it right now.
Amen.
Amen.
Todah Rabbi Yahweh.
Todah Yahweh.
Divine favor. Do I have it? Bereshit 47:25. Bereshit 47:25. And they said, you have saved our lives. Let us find favor in the sight of my master, and we will be Pharaoh's avadim. Notice. Yaakov's brothers, the ones who rejected him. Notice, the ones who hated him without a cause. Now they come to the one who had favor and say, brother, can you do me a favor? Can I have some of your favor? The same favor that Yahweh showed you when he raised you up to be second in command in Pharaoh's bayit. Can I borrow some favor? I just want to borrow a little favor. Favor not only turns your circumstances, regardless of their of dire circumstances or good circumstances, into victory. Favor grants peace with your enemies. Favor grants life, not death. Watch this. You have saved our lives, Yosef. Now let's find favor in the sight of my master, and we will be Pharaoh's avadim. Notice, favor grants life, never death. If someone is struggling with a situation that is life or death, and they're not receiving life, they are lacking Yahweh's favor. That doesn't mean they're sinful. That doesn't mean there's sin in their life. It doesn't mean they're doing something wrong. It just means that if they were walking in Chen, they would not be facing death physically, spiritually, or in some other manner, financially, economically. They wouldn't be facing death. Death is always a consequence or a manifestation of the lack of favor. Whether it's spiritual death, whether it's physical death, whether it's economic death, whether it's marital death, whether it's death in relationships with others, in the Kehillah, in the congregation. Death is always a symptom of lack of favor. Write it down. Death is always a symptom, because Yeshua said, I have come that you may have Chaim, and that you may have Chaim more abundantly, Yochanan 10:10. For the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So Yeshua said, I have come that you may have Chaim and have it more abundantly. And so if someone is battling with death of any kind, doesn't have to be merely physical death, understand one thing. At that point in your life, you have a lack of favor. The death of relationships. With sops. What is a sop? With a significant other person. Some of you, we need favor with our mothers. We need favor with our children, because we made a lot of mistakes, and our zigs didn't become zags. And right now, we need chen. Yesterday is in the tomb. Tomorrow is in the womb. Right now, in order to establish relationships with our family and with our children, we need favor to negate the consequences of the death that has come into our lives. So remember that. Yeshua said, I have come that you may have life and have it more abundantly. So if we're battling a manifestation of death, it is because we, in that area, or in some areas, we lack Yahweh's favor. Remember, all believers have unmerited favor for salvation, but would to Yahweh all believers would walk in favor. Very few that I've come across over the years really walk in favor. And those who do stick out like a sore thumb. And those who do walk in favor, and favor goes wherever you go, it never leaves you or forsakes you until you come into the kingdom, or Yeshua comes for you and brings you into the kingdom. Understand one thing if you walk in favor. This is not in my notes, it's in my Ruach HaKodesh. It's in the Ruach HaKodesh. If you walk in favor, if you're one of those who zigs become zags and you never have to pay for your mistakes because it seems like Yahweh's always covering your rear end, understand one thing. If you live and walk in favor, you will raise up the spirit of Cain in other people, and the spirit of jealousy will come against you, and people will hate you. They will be jealous of the favor that abides on your life.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
They will be jealous, and that jealousy manifests either through passivity or through aggression. Not everybody who's jealous gets aggressive. Some people get passive. They stay away from you. And they used to high-five you all the time. And the others are really aggressive with you and are always challenging you now, but they never challenged you before. So remember, if you walk in favor, you could expect the manifestation of jealousy to really come out against you. But favor delivers from death. Write it down. Favor delivers from death. Shemot 4:21. Shemot. We welcome the Yadi Radio Network listening around the world on Yahweh's Rosh Chodesh, number 6. And we say to all our listeners around the world, how in the world are you, partner? It's good to have you with us on this Yahweh's Rosh Chodesh, on listener-supported Yadi Radio Network. Shemot 4:21. Yahweh said to Moshe, when you go to return to Mitzrayim, see that you do all these wonders before Pharaoh, which I have put in your hand, and I will harden his slave, and that he should not let the people go. And you shall say to Pharaoh, this says Yahweh Israel is my son, even my Bachor, and I say to you, let my son go. Notice, Moshe had favor to appear before Pharaoh to set the people free. Listen, favor, if you walk in favor, it'll set others free. You are ready to minister as a minister of the Most High. You are ready to be an ambassador of Yeshua, beseeching men to be reconciled to Yahweh, even as Yahweh was in Mashiach, reconciling the world unto himself. You will go and tell others, be ye reconciled to Yahweh. So when you walk in favor, every time you minister, every time you open your mouth, every time you enter a situation,